Okay, recording video on Saturday, the 17th of August 2024, just gone 5:03 AM Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend and time for another weekend futures market recap. We'll go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I'll show you what I'm seeing on my charts. Do hope your trading is going well. We're traveling at the moment. I got into Rome Tuesday, I think, and spent 3 days in Florence. Now we're on our way to France. Florence, fantastic place, been there a couple of times, never disappoints. The history, the art, the culture. Had one of the best coffees of my life there at a very traditional cafe right on the old square, the Palazzo Vecchio. Now we're in the almost polar opposite. We're in an Italian beach club hotel, which is full of very brown Italians running around in skimpy swimwear and lots of boisterous children making lots of noise, which is fantastic. Love it. Not quite sure why Mrs. Emini-Watch booked us into this hotel, but anyway, I think it's exactly halfway between Florence and Avignon, where we're on our way to. But anyway, that's what's going on with us at the moment. Let us talk about the charts. Let's talk about the E-mini charts, daily all the way down to the tick bar charts. And an important week this week because we finally trailed up the stop. Been talking about this for a long time. Looking for blue professional bars to come in on this daily chart, and they came here and we finally trailed the stop back up. What does this mean? This means the professionals came in and picked up the lows. Yep, they were selling it down pretty hard at the beginning of this move. Remember, it was made, the highs were made with Rambo patterns being led by the amateurs. The professionals will have driven it down at this point in the early days of that sequence down, but then definitely picking it up at these lows, close to the previous lows that we had down here in this sequence. And so on that low there, we've marked the trailing stop, 5,146. And Better Pro-Am now has a slight change to the algorithm that we did in the last update. But it doesn't move this trailing stop up until we have the end of the professional sequence. And you can see it's been a long time in the making. So what is that, October? T22 was the last time we had a serious amount of blue professional bars come in that we broke that. Signs of strength, and then we cut it forward. It's not over on the upside. I thought this week we would maybe play down and then catch a cyclical support and then move up from there. But no, Monday was a little bit of a wait and see, and then Tuesday through Friday, bang, we just went up and up and up. We are on our way to making cyclical resistance on the daily chart here. You can see the lowest time frame, the very thin lines here. That was the support that we broke through. We're now up above those supports. We're on our way to make that cyclical resistance, which will be an end of trend on that lowest time frame. So we'll see when that happens in the next days or maybe week. 135-minute chart. Here we go. Here's all the blue professional bars. They were selling it down at this point here, but then picking it up down here. We had the exhaustion pattern getting this move going, and bang, we rocketed back up to under the lip here. So a little bit of danger at that point there. Wasn't amateur bars on this time frame here. If it was super low average trade size amateurs running out of puff, I'd be a little bit more worried there. Cyclical resistance on the intermediate time frame here at some point, but we've got a little bit of ways to go. And the support on this highest time frame is going to come in as well, and that's going to give us more reason to have continued strength. 45-minute chart. So here we can start to see some amateur bars and Rambo patterns at these highs, but no pullback to end of trend patterns. We're through resistance on the low and the intermediate time frame on the 45-minute chart, so we have got to go see pullback to end of trend on at least the low time frame, and when this cyclical resistance on the highest time frame kind of comes in here. So we might have a little bit of a dip down because of these amateur bars at this point at the end of the week, but no reason to be going short until we see some of those patterns play out and we test and test a little bit, and then we'll come back down. I did think we'd play into the lows on here and get caught by this cyclical support on the intermediate time frame on the daily chart there, come in there, but the market was so strong we just raced away. That'll happen in the next couple of days, I think, and that'll put in this low around here. Just means the market's super strong, and rather than going in and testing in and finding that low, it's just going to print after the fact, after we start to give away strongly. 15-minute chart. Here's the beginning of the week and the ends of the week. Yep, pushing up with Rambo patterns, but the lows of those amateur sequence didn't get broken here. At this point here, yes, we have temporarily broken the lows of those amateur sequence there, and we've come with more amateur bars at the end of the week. So we're starting to run out of puff a little bit on the 15-minute chart, and there's a little pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame here. But we're above cyclical resistance on the intermediate, so we've got to go see pullback to end of trend. So we could play out with a little bit of weakness Sunday, Monday, find that support, come in on that intermediate time frame, and then go test back up and go see some blue professional bars, because you can see the trailing stop on the 15-minute chart is miles away down here. We've seen no blue professional bars yet on that time frame. And then tip bar chart, 13,500 tip bar chart. Let's have a look at this. You can see here we just kept on breaking and breaking. Pull back to end of trend, pull back to end of trend. The market's so strong we keep on going. But we've got to go see pull back to end of trend on the intermediate and the highest time frame here on the 13,500 tip bar chart. So all we're seeing is the first little area where we've got professionals. We had some professional profit taking here and then moved up to the next level, and we've had another level of professional taking. Remember, the professionals leg in and leg out of markets, which means they take their time. That was one level that they thought was a good place to take some partial profits, and then when it moved up to the next level, they're taking partial profits there. And it's running out of puff. We had the exhaustion buy, bearish divergence patterns on this little holder, and here this little move hasn't signaled a flush pattern at that point, but it could be if we have a little bit of weakness from there. And we've got a little blue professional bar on Friday's close there. So we've still got to test into those highs before we have a good reason to go short on the E-mini. It's a strong uptrend. There's going to be lots of people that are taken by surprise with this strength. They were kind of playing the economic news, the weakness in the economy, and the market's going to prove them wrong and push them. So that recent high up there is 57.21. And we're at 55.78. So what is that? Maybe 140 odd points to go before busting stops around that high, which will be an interesting level to see how that plays out. Anyway, so there we go, some thoughts on the E-mini chart. So let's have a look at some of the tip bar charts on the futures markets. First one, Euro chart, 1500 tip bar chart. And this is the beginning of the week with the yellow vertical solid line. And we had a nice sign of strength at the end of last week. Blue professional bars come in there on the dip, and we just race away. It was a really strong week for the currencies. Yep, blue professional bars here, but no exhaustion buy patterns. We had some weakness from there, but until we see exhaustion buy, that move is not over. And if we look at this in terms of cycles on the 1500 tip bar chart, big things happen at triples. Support comes in, sign of strength, we eventually take out. And then at this level here, is it going to be a break or a bounce? We have a break, come back down to that level, we bounce off that pullback in an uptrend on the intermediate time frame, and we come into some resistance there, and we've just pushed straight on through. So this has got to go see pullback to end of trend on the highest time frame there on the 1500 tip bar chart. British pound, I think, was equally strong this week. Yeah, almost stronger than the euro, which is extraordinary. Down here, exhaustion buy. Get some blue professional big pro bars coming in here at the highs, but we've not seen exhaustion buy at that point. We pushed through. We're up at 29.5 on British pound. Aussie dollar, so I'm long Aussie at the moment, and we're inches away from my profit target, so I'm hoping to be taken out at that 66. Had a nice short trade in the Aussie dollar here based off this exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, big pro bars here, and then you get some employment numbers come out, and market spiked down to 65, almost 65.5 down here, and then we just bounced from there. And because we're keeping above the trailing stop here, we're coming back up to new levels at 67, almost 67. Got our exhaustion buy at that point. Probably want to see bearish divergence and some other signals before this is all over. Yeah, we're playing out support to resistance on the highest time frame here on the Aussie dollar. So all the currencies were very strong this week. Japanese yen, the reverse though. Japanese yen was weak into these lows. You can see the blue professional bars coming in almost on the retrace. Bearish divergence comes in and we play down. Trace move, not on the way down. This is what you want to see for a bottoming pattern. The big pro bars happening on the way down, and then we get our exhaustion sell at that point, and professionals buying it up at this point. Buying that little dip there, big pro bars coming in on the dip and racing away. So actually the Japanese yen is turning around and should be in an uptrend shortly. Here we go. We've got sign of strength going on here, sign of strength here, sign of strength at those two, at that low, sign of strength there. So all of that is looking good for the Japanese yen to be in an uptrend. So that should caution us with what's going on with the equities market. 10 years also looks like it's starting to bounce at this point. Down here at these lows, big pro bars come in here, we bounced from there, test, and we bounced up from there. In terms of cyclical patterns here, pull back to end of trend, syncing up with cyclical support in the highest time frame, sign of strength, so we're busting up through here. So we could see a scenario where we've got strength in Japanese yen, strength in bonds, and we've got some weakness in equities and weakness in some of the other currencies. Gold. Now gold rocketed forward this week. You can see the big pro bars coming in on that low down there. Exhaustion sell, beautiful little Rambo pattern just under the lip there, and we just set off to the upside. But even though we had exhaustion sell patterns here selling it down, we've not had exhaustion buy. We've got the big pro bars above 2500, which is super important kind of level. And here's our cyclical support, come in, sign of strength, and we've moved from there, pullback to end of trend. We've got to go see a pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame on gold, but that was a strong move on gold. Now, what happened to silver? Silver, a little bit junky this week. Big pro bars at the beginning of the week, but then big pro bars come in on the dip. Exhaustion sell comes in, they're anxious to get it, and it's just closed the trade in gold. So that's on silver. And what have we got? Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin having trouble. Cannot get through the 64, 65 area. So down here at the lows last week, big pro bars come in here, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, two signs of strength, and we race away. And now on the upside at 62, big pro bars come in there, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, sign of weakness, sign of weakness. We're rolling over from that point, and at the moment we've got amateur up bars into 60, and we're rolling over from there. It's not over on the downside because we've not seen blue professional bars on these lows here. You can see they were taking profits here and getting short. We need to see bars like this on those lows, so we're going to test back into that area and find out where that next level of support is on Bitcoin. Crude, unbelievable move this week. I think I said in last weekend's video I couldn't decide which way crude was going to go. We had all these Rambo patterns down here at 70.71 that we bounced from, but we didn't have a lot of blue professional bars to tell us which way the market was going to break. And then we moved into an uptrend here, and at 79 we finally got the big pro bars coming in here taking profits, and we weakened from there. This is a stair-step trade down here at the moment because we have not seen blue professional bars on any of these down bars before the retrace. The retrace move is where we see the blue professional bars come in, and you can put a trade on there with a very tight stop, stop just above the trailing stop on better pro-am, and trade short on that on crude. So crude weak at the moment. What else can we see? Here we go. Natural gas. Natural gas also weak. Blue professional bars at the highs. It's sold off at the moment. A bit of a junky move on the way up. Again, it bounced off Rambo patterns at the lows the previous week. Not a lot of blue professional bars to tell you what was going on here. I suppose we've got big pro bars on this low down here, but we didn't see blue professional bars. We saw them here taking profits a little bit. Yeah, difficult to find the right signal to get in on natural gas there, but it's topped out at the moment with those blue professional bars. No exhaustion buy patterns at that point, but we've weakened from there. Again, another stair-step trade here where the blue professional bars are not coming in on the way down, coming in on the retracement there. Natural gas. So copper strong again this week. Oh, that's a nice setup. Exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, big pro bars here, the background in blue plus the blue bars, that means super high. Average trade size, our sign of strength, bang bang, coming in here. We've rocketed away from there. No blue professional bars yet, so we've not taken profits there on. And what did the pattern look like down here? Yeah, down here, sign of strength, bang bang bang. Big things happen at triples, we race away from there. So that was copper. And then the ags, corn pretty weak this week. Very little trading activity over the last several weeks. You can see that's a week's activity, which is, I think, compared to some of the other more widely traded markets at the moment. So nothing going on there. Exhaustion buy, fallen off down to lows down here. No blue, one little blue professional bar. No exhaustion sell at the moment on corn and soybeans. So big pro bars coming in here, selling it down, continue to sell it down, retrace into Rambo pattern, still in the downtrend on soybeans. And lastly, wheat, very junky at the moment here. Some big pro bars here, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, that's weak as well, setting off to the downside there on wheat. So there we go, a quick rip around the charts. Hope that was helpful to you. Looking forward to next week. Only got one more day of driving on Sunday, and then we're in situ for 3 weeks in Avignon. Be able to get my feet under the desk and trade more actively. So there we go. Looking forward to next week. Good luck with your trading.